Okay, I'm going to call this council meeting to order. Any disclosures of pecuniary interest? Declare that closed. And we now need to go into closed session. I guess do the minutes of the close. We'll do it when we come back. We're going into closed session and we'll be back. Thank you very much. Right page here. I always get the wrong page to start with. Okay, all right, let's stand, please, for the Indigenous acknowledgement, the national anthem, and then we can sit down. Thank you.
We begin this meeting by acknowledging that Quinte West is on Indigenous land that has been inhabited by Indigenous peoples from the beginning. We thank all the generations of people who have taken care of this land for thousands of years. Long before today, there have been Indigenous peoples who have been the stewards of this place. In particular, we acknowledge the traditional territories of the Anishinaabe, Huron-Wendat, Haudenosaunee, and the Mohawks of the Bay of Quinte First Nation. This territory is covered by numerous treaties. We recognize and deeply appreciate their historic connection to this place. We also recognize the contribution of the Métis, Inuit, and other Indigenous peoples have made, both in shaping and strengthening this community in particular, and our province and country as a whole. This acknowledgement serves as recognition of the contributions and historical significance of Indigenous peoples across Turtle Island and demonstrates our collective commitment to meet the promises and address the challenges of the Truth and Reconciliation Commission within our community.
Declare that closed. Thank you very much. And need approval of the agenda. Mover and second, Councillor McHugh, second by Councillor Stedall. Any comments or questions? All in favor? Thank you. Approval of the minutes. Minutes of the regular council meeting on March 20th, 2024. And minutes of the regular council meeting held March 20th, and further minutes of the closed session council meeting held on March 20th, 24. Moved by Councillor Reid, seconded by Councillor Elliott. Any questions? Councillor Armstrong.
Could you add Councillor Reid and Councillor Zatkard to the housing committee? They weren't in it, but they were elected.
They were supposed to be?
Yeah, they weren't.
Okay, so they're not. Their names should be in the minutes. Is that what you're saying?
Yep.
Okay, that's easy. That's easy. We can do that. That's including their names. Any other comments? All in favor? Thank you. Okay. Okay, now we're going to make a couple of well, first of all, I'm going to recognize Ben Bonacy, but I also want to take the time to recognize our military and all the members, retired as well as active. We thank you very much, and my nose decides to run. Sorry, I have to catch it. There's so many good things that go on in this part of the world, and I've got RTMH here today. I've got members of the Humane Society here today, and Wendy Warner, the hospital. Betty Kloss fits in everybody's, and so you know, it's great. And the gardening committee that you know, works hard to produce a lot and spread it around to many. So I thank all of you. on a continuous basis, the good work you do. And you know, my wife loves to garden, and she's having some problems, but she might not be able to do it this year, so I may look thinner, you know, but doesn't mean I will be. It's just, but I'll tell you, you know, it's what the work you do is great. It's fantastic because I know you work hard to help other people, and everybody, you know, can grow something. I know you can, even I can. Not a beard, not a beard, no, that's good. Anyways, it's again, a pleasure, and yeah, I really appreciate the work the military does on a regular basis, and I've told many of you before, my grandfather was a skipper at one time. He rode the logs from Coe Hill to the paper mill, and he met my grandmother there, and they got married and decided that he could make more money if he joined the military, and he joined the Hastings Peas, and he was did basic training, and he hoped he'd get home before he was, I guess you'd say, sent overseas, but he was sent overseas first and injured at the second or third battle of the Somme. But he got back to he was spent time in the hospital on the field, but he got back to England and then back to Canada. And my grandmother was so pleased because they allowed her, the doctor in Kingston allowed her to come down and look after his family and also look after her husband. And when he was overseas, they had a son born, and he didn't meet his son until he was born in 1930 something. Anyways, he didn't meet his son until after the war, but we lived on number 2 highway, and back then many military members hitchhiked. But my grandmother never let anybody go by our house if she could convince them to come in for a hot meal, or if they wouldn't do that, she made sure they had a sandwich to take with them. So, yeah, I remember sandwiches were mostly egg salad or salmon because I had the privilege of delivering them. But it was great because it reminds me how important it is that we stop what's happening in Ukraine, and we cherish lives. Cherish lives. We support people to continue doing like you are doing, making things better for other places. So also, I get on to the Hawks here, and I'm going to ask Ben Bonesteel in particular to come up. Get on the other side. Come on up, Colonel. We'll get over here. Colonel? Come on. No. I'm sure you... Thank you very much. And all the members of the Hawks, you know, I never see you without a helmet on. You know, so you could fool me any day. And all the members that support you, so many here today, John and Tracy and is Derek? Yeah, so your coach is here as well. So again, and parents and so on. You know, it's a real privilege for us as council to acknowledge the support that this team provides. These young boys, young men, I guess I should call them, are around helping in so many different ways in our city. And this is a fine example of helping retired military. And Ben, I'm going to ask you to tell them, okay, what you're doing.
So at the start of the season, it's my last year of junior, so I wanted to find a way to give back to the community. And getting traded here last year, November 26th, it was my lottery day. It was awesome to get traded here, and the city and the town, they took me in as their own. And a huge part of that is the military and the retired military, the veterans. So thank you for your service, and everybody has a connection. You can't get more than 1 or 2 people removed from having a military member in your family. My billets were military as well, and I thought that'd be a really cool way to give back. And with the team, they've been awesome for supporting me. It's been a true blessing. And yeah, when I was designing my helmet this year, we did a bit of an Air Force theme, and I thought what a cool way to to be able to give back. I've been working at Starbucks and saving my tips, so I said I'm not doing anything with the money, and there's people who've done so much for our country and our community that could use it a lot more. And yeah, so I figured a safe number would be 50 cents a save, and that's what I've been doing this season, is giving 50 cents a save back to Vets Canada. So it's an acronym for Veteran Emergency Transition Services. So that helps keep our Canadian veterans off the street, and yeah, just help them with getting the help they need for different PTSD services and just general transition after they've served our country. So it's been really special that the community's just kept that ball rolling, and like Derek and Tracy, John, Sippers, like everybody's been so good about supporting it, and we've raised over $5,500 that's currently in the charity with, yeah, thank you. Yeah, and to put it in perspective, I got hurt in the middle of the year, so my donation was $425. So everything beyond that has been community driven, and the guys have been awesome. I mean, they hear about it, I'm sure, everywhere, and they've been so supportive, and it's been unbelievable, and I'm super grateful we're able to raise that much with $6,500 pledged for the last couple businesses, and yeah, it's been a blessing to be a part of the Trenton community, and I'm super grateful for the initiative that took place this year.
So I have lots to say, but I'll keep it short. You know, this is, the mayor has repeatedly said thank you to the military folks for what we do for the community, but I honestly feel it's the reverse. He makes it so easy, and all of you and the community that surrounds the base makes it so easy to be the commander, because we feel that support every single day in everything we do. I was just commenting that we were flying Hercules aircraft at 300 feet all over this community, and nobody complains. It's incredible. So the support that we get from the community is incredible. And I notice on the uniform we have the Parardwa ad Astra. The Golden Hawks themselves come from military lineage. So I would just like to say thank you, Ben, thank you, Golden Hawks, thank you, community, for supporting veterans and us during our transition. So thank you very much.
And as Ben said, you know, you can't make a save without a good team in front of you.
That's true.
That's right. And your teammates have been fabulous this year. And listen, the last game that I saw was in Toronto, and Ben, you made saves that nobody else could have made. So I posted that Ben was the #1 star in that game, and the #1 fan was Wayne Brill. Yes. And Wayne and all the individuals that come with them, they work hard. They really do. In fact, they work so hard that the last game, they sectioned off a section of the seating for the fans so that Wayne couldn't get close to their goalie. That's what you call desperation, right? Absolutely. That's like flying without a parachute. Anyways, it was great, and I thank each and every one of you for not just being great hockey players and skills on the ice, but looking ahead and developing yourself and making sure that you're learning and
Are we using a mic?
being a big part of the community. Yeah, Mike, thank you. Otherwise, congratulations, and that's for you, Ben, and thanks to your mom and dad, because you came from Brampton, right?
I came from Brantford. I was playing there, but
Brantford.
I'm from Fenwick, so Niagara region.
Oh,
Born and raised.
well, good. Well, I was born in a little place called Port Lucie. So anyway, yeah, just a couple of years ago, so it's all good. But again, thanks to all of you. Thanks very much. It's a pleasure to be here, and it's a pleasure. I'm going to ask council members if they've got anything they want to add. Go right ahead and jump in, because it's all of us that makes the difference. So, starting with you, Councillor Quinte, come this way. Thank you.
Hey, thanks very much for representing the city of Quinte West. Go Hawks!
Thank you, Ben, for all your work. My dad was military too, so I can really appreciate this. Sweep the Cougars.
congratulations on the money that you raised, and it's an excellent contribution back. And I'm surprised your backup goalie, who I might know, didn't
Yes, he did.
contribute
Yes, he did.
his.
Yes.
He didn't. He's not a backup? Alternate? Is that? How'd you
Which
bring it
one's
up?
Spry? Which one is he here? Okay.
Partner. I like that. That's a good term.
Thank you.
Anyway.
You're right. You know, obviously. Come this way. Councilor McHugh.
I'm hiding in the back here. Yeah, thank you to all. Great bunch of guys, great bunch of folks here, military, hockey, everybody here. It's a great community we live in. I've called it home all my entire life. And I want to thank you all. And I'd like to invite you boys all to come back here someday and maybe settle here. Give that some consideration. And run for council. You can sit up here and do the wonderful things that we do as well. But you certainly have the aptitude, the mentality to do it. I know you do it. And again, we are very proud of each and every one of you, and we're proud of everybody in this community. Seriously, proud of everybody. We all pull together. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, Your Worship. Congratulations, Ben, for your dedication and hard work, and we appreciate it. Congratulations on your last win, and go Hawks go in the next group, and I'm sure you'll sweep it. Thank you.
I also wanted to say thank you, Ben, and you couldn't have picked a better charity. And you know, I know that all of the team members, I see them out at different events, and it is amazing to see that give back in the community. And I know all your teammates, you come from all over Ontario, but it is great to hear that Quinte West makes you feel like it's home when you're here. And yeah, go Hawks, go.
Thank you. Just a generous gesture by Ben and the rest of the Golden Hawks, and definitely a worthy cause, and it's very fitting that it's the 100th anniversary, so happy birthday to the Royal Canadian Air Force. And I just wanted to touch base kind of, as I'm looking out here, if the folks at home can't see, it is a true sense of community. We have the Hawks that entertain us, we have the growing gardens that feed people, we have the pet and human hospital representatives that care for us, and we have the military that protect us, so it's full circle in this council room today.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, and congratulations, Ben, for your leadership on this project and raising so much money in such a short time with a broken thumb. So congratulations to you and to all of the members of the Golden Hawks. And as others have said, we see you at so many events, helping with RTMH, helping with the hospital, helping with special events, helping your community year-round. And this is just another example of your support and your leadership. We thank you all very much, and it's really great to see everyone here this evening. All the best.
Councilor Reid.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Ben. What a great idea that you had. And thank you for doing that and supporting such a vibrant part of our community, and also for representing the youth in such a positive way. It sets such a good example for young people to see what you are doing in collaboration with the Golden Hawks and everybody that has supported you. So thank you very much for coming up with this idea and presenting such a difference for our youth to see that anyone can help in our community. Thank you, Ben, very much.
Councilor Freeman.
Thank you. Yes, thank you very much, Ben. The Golden Hawks have been such an important part of our community, and you've just shone a light on why, because they care about the people around them. And when I think of everybody that's in that audience right now, how can you not be proud to be part of this community and all the wonderful people that work so hard to make it better and better every year? Thank you all very much.
Well, thank you. I just want to end up by a few years ago, we went to Miramichi, and we went because there was an anniversary of the Golden Hawks, and Fern Villeneuve was to be there, but he was actually flying a plane, I think a few days before, and got into a car accident. Anyways, but we went to Miramichi, and we had Councilor McHugh driving, and we never had to say a word. We never had a chance to say a word. Councilor McHugh, do you want to describe that trip?
No, we had a fantastic time. We were well fed while we were there. I have to admit, it was great to see some of the military people, to hear some of the stories. Some of them actually take stories back to their family members that actually right back to the first plane, Alexander, we had Bell and the rest of the airplanes and thought it was interesting to hear the history of it. And I told them if they ever wanted to come to Quinte West between Trenton and Belleville, I think we have about 40% of the fleet that's left today of the original Golden Hawk. So no, there were half a dozen went down. I think Councillor Reed was down. I was down. The mayor was down. I'm not sure who else was there at the time, but sorry, Councillor Quinte was there, yes. And I think all agree they bent over backwards. Anywhere we go that's associated with the military, they're really appreciative of the fact that we come from Quinte West, the home of CFB Trenton. So thank you again.
And we also learned the Golden Hawk plane outside the arena. The pilot's name was David Barker. That's what we learned on the trip, and his daughter lives in the Peterborough area. So it was, it was the best, I think, best venture that we've had in terms of dollar efficiency and effectiveness. It was just fantastic, and it was great. So again, I thank both of you so much in different ways, and appreciate the work that you're doing, Ben, and it's just great to think like you're thinking, to think that way. Like, I'm a little bit older and I don't even think that way. So, but anyways, it's great that you, and you've got so many people who support you and back you and make sure that, you don't let them down. You're there and making fantastic saves. So, and to all the organizations, Wendy Ouellette, who's here, she's quiet at the back, but she doesn't miss many games. She's not as loud as Wayne, but she's very visible, and which is great. So, Commander, we appreciate the work you do too. And as I said last week, the last game we had Colonel used to be Mark Golden at the game, and he was he watched a good game. Yes, he did, and his wife is still in Winnipeg, but he's officially retiring. But I don't think he's done. I think he's.
Oh, he'll always be a part of it.
He's got something else to do. Yes. So thank you again, and.
Do you need a photo, or you good?
Thank you, sir. Thanks to all your team members, and we're looking forward to the next round. Absolutely. I may even buy a ticket. Give that back to Clara. That's good. That's the safest place. All right, I got to put on a pink hat because today I was at the pickleball tournament, and it's going on in Belleville, raising money for the Strong Kids campaign. That's for unfortunate or people who aren't as fortunate as others to be able to attend the Y. And the group playing is Team Guernsey, and I think there's another team, Phillips, Smiths, and so on. Smiths, I think it is. Yes, you're right. So anyways, they have raised $105,000 through this pickleball tournament that they're playing in today. O'Neill and Boyce, they used this as an excuse not to be here, but I'm just kidding. They're diligently playing, chasing a little ball around like some people chase this around. Same thing, only a different. But congratulations to all of them for working hard and raising that kind of money for unfortunate young people. And hopefully they'll get to the Y more often than I do. Thank you. All right, I can change hats again. Okay, Colette Richardson, I think you're on.
No, Michael.
Oh, Michael Cowan. Oh, I'm sorry. Yeah. How could I miss Michael? Oh, you're on, Mike. TMH, our TMH, please. Thank you. And you'll introduce all your, thanks very much.
Your Worship, first of all, I would like to congratulate Colonel James, 8th Wing, and the RCAF on the 100th anniversary. Your Worship, members of council, City of Quinte West staff, and fellow citizens, my name is Michael Cowan. I am the chair of our TMH, an advocacy group for Trenton Memorial Hospital. With me are Tom Kupaz, our vice chair, Betty Kloss, a director, Frank Berry, he was supposed to be here and he's not in attendance, Lisa Kuipers, director, and Wendy Warner, the executive director of Trenton Memorial Hospital Foundation. This afternoon, we are here as a delegation to request that the City of Quinte West declare the week of April 28th to May the 4th, 2004 as Trenton Memorial Hospital Week to honor all staff at Trenton Memorial Hospital from the bottom to the top for their excellence in healthcare service to the residents of Quinte West and surrounding areas. Let us not forget that 9 short years ago, we were in the fight for the life of Trenton Memorial Hospital. Yes, the residents of Quinte West won that war. There is an excellent relationship now with Quinte Health. We would also like to have the city declare May 1st, Thank Your Doctor Day, and Thank All Nurses Week, taking place May 6th to May 12th. Having our doctors and nurses means we have primary health care availability. Now, we would like to present all mayor and council with signs to put in front of your homes so that you can be the first ones to publicly show your neighbors and fellow residents of your area your support for hospital staff and the doctors. At this time, I would also like to do a large shout out to Dr. Evans and Dr. Calladine, who have been very supportive for new medical students and coming into the area. Yeah. We have 100 signs that will be going up in the area, and we will also have Thank Your Nurses signs that will be coming in
Leave me
a
a
little bit
couple, will you,
later.
please, just if you can. Couple. Okay. Just put them down there, I'll take them with me. Yeah, that's great. Thank you.
We need more?
Yeah, thank you.
We have the metal stands here also, so that you can set them up.
Thank you. I think I got metal stands that I used for somebody's election.
But I'll take a sign, thank you.
Thank you.
On the screen.
Yeah,
We'll need 2 more for
Councilor Reed and Councilor
Reed,
Freeman.
Counselor Freeman. We'll see to it they get them.
Okay.
Yeah, I've got more in the car, but not right now. Okay.
You've got some spares? Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Does anybody have any questions?
Go ahead.
sorry.
Go ahead, Councilor Sharp.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. And mine was really, Michael, Mr. Cowan, is to, I recall the days when you were one of the major leaders fighting to save our hospital. I know Councilor Freeman was involved, and many individuals such as Betty Klaus, and how we can never forget that, and how lucky we are as a result of that strong volunteer group and the community who came and shared our cart and all the petitions and so forth. So it's really great to see we're celebrating Doctors' Day and our nurses and how thankful we are. And I've been at the Dryden Memorial Hospital recently on occasion with some damage to my foot on more than once. And the care and the attention and the support, the staff, the nurses, the doctors, we are so grateful. And I'll be putting my sign up with great pride because of individuals like yourself. Thank you.
Thank you, Councillor.
Anyone else? Anyone else? Well, again, I want to thank you too, because there's only so much anyone can do, but when we get people together, we can do a lot. And that's exactly what you've demonstrated, how much you can do when you work together. And I really appreciate all that you've been able to do. And it's remarkable. Yes, my wife was there recently, and excellent care. And the young pharmacist at the hospital at Trenton Memorial came in and sat down with Jean and went through things and showed that she wasn't on the right medication, because she does have an issue with blood clots, and she wasn't on the right medication. So they formed again, but the pharmacist helped her put everything in the right order. And so we're, gosh, I'm not thankful. I'm blessed. And Father Tim helps me too. I sent Father Tim a text at, let's say, 10 o'clock on Saturday night saying that Jane was in the hospital. And the next morning at 6 o'clock, I got a call from Father Tim. And he said to me, "Do you want to talk to Jane?" You know, and I thought he was, but he was in the room with her at that time. And that's the kind of people we have in this city. And of course, you know, I'm like a lot of men. I'm high maintenance and useless at many things. So, yeah, there's no point telling you anymore. Most of you know it. So, but thanks, Michael, and thanks to everybody for you know, we're trying to do doctor recruitment, and it's not easy. But overall, we're winning. Loyalist College has new programs for nurses and nursing, and you can complete your nursing degree at Loyalist and hopefully stay right here and work. So, and I know Councillor, well, just at Trendbell last week, I think it was noted that Quinte Healthcare hired 70 new people in the last year, and a lot of them were local. So, thank you. Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, if I may. Mr. Mayor?
Go ahead, Councillor Freeman. Go ahead.
Thank you very much. Michael, while you and your group are there, I just think it's wonderful now that we aren't fighting to save a hospital, but celebrating the hospital that we saved. And that's a lot to do with the people that you have with you there, and the people over the last, God, I don't even know how long. Are we talking 20, 30 years that we've had to keep a close eye and not lose it? So thank you all that now we're able to celebrate such a wonderful institution that we have here in our city.
Councillor Card.
Thank you, Your Worship. And though I'm a relatively new attendee to the meetings, I did want to thank Mike, as this may be the last time as the leader of our TMH. Though you've threatened it before, it might be the last time as leader that you come to council. So I did just want to echo other members' thanks for all the work that you've done. And if anyone watching this on YouTube or live or in the gallery wants to join the board, join as a member, be open to have you, and always looking for more help and leadership in the community. Thanks.
Go ahead, Mike. Any more?
Yes, Your Worship and Council, I would like to personally, along with our members, thank the City of Quinte West for the support that has been given right from the initial get-go a little over 9 years ago. Which was quite a traumatic thing to go through at that time, and also the community of Quinte West, because we have right now just a little over 22,000 members who are part of our TMH. So thank you.
But don't don't forget just the mark you've made. Yes, you have large membership, you do, but you're recognized throughout the province for the work that you've done and the accomplishments that have been made by your group and working together. Yes, I know you are. And I thank you so much because, yes, it was 9 years ago and I was just elected and I thought, what did I do? How did I get into this? Did I lose? Yeah, right. Yeah. So I really thank you and Betty and Frank for coming forth and expanding and working and helping Wendy and all the rest of it. So again, yes, thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we'll keep moving then. We got, okay, Colette, you're on next, and I'll let you introduce your group with you, okay? How's that?
Thank you. Good afternoon, Mayor Harrison and members of council.
Got to speak into that mic, that's all, because yeah.
My name is Colette Richardson, and I am the chair of Quinte West Gardens Growing Community. I'm joined today by our secretary, Sheila Callahan, and our directors, Michelle DeRusha, Jay Lacey, and Claire Marchand Lacey. And while some of you may already know us, we would like to take this opportunity to introduce ourselves to the new council members as well. It has been a great pleasure serving the Quinte West area for the past 7 years. We're very proud of the work that we have done, and we are grateful for all of your support. We encourage you to continue to support our mission and help share our message with the greater community by including us on your website as a natural attraction on the Fall in Love with Quinte West page. As this is our 8th growing year, we would love for the city to provide a street sign at Front and Guelph so more people can enjoy this wonderful space. We'd like to share some of our past garden events and successes in this short PowerPoint presentation, and we hope you enjoy it. Thank you.
Hi. All right. When you're short, gotta move it forward. All right. I don't know how to, can I flick with this? All right.
Push the right button. That's my trouble too, so.
Hey, I didn't get briefed on the technology when I
You're
started.
drinking too much in that bottle, that's the
I
problem.
know. It's all the tea water you can want. Herbal. Anyway, welcome to Quinte West Gardens. As you know, that we're a nonprofit organization, and we are supported by a long list of generous community partners who donate funds and help us with supplies. And everyone in our region is welcome to join as a member or to assist in anything that we do at the gardens. So we're always constantly inviting people to come down and see what we've accomplished and what's ongoing. So if you can see a few of our pictures there with some of the events, we've hired local artists to come and do some graffiti painting. We've got community organizations, schools, all coming to share in this experience. So we support a lot of our local agencies, the Trenton Care and Share Food Bank, local run soup kitchens, churches, individuals in need. So regularly in the summer when we harvest, we have our different organizations that we deliver food to regularly. So, and we donated over 1,500 pounds of food last year. So you already know that we're located at 47 Guelph Street. We do have a little mini sign you can see in our pictures there, but you really have to drive into the garden to see it. So, you know that we've been doing this, as Colette said, for 8 years, and we have a property, anyway, as I try not to read this to you, the majority of our help comes through between April and November, from planting, from getting our beds all ready. Right now we're already targeting how we're going to form our beds, soil, all our needs, planting, and looking for volunteer groups to come out. We have had hockey teams in the past have come out to help. Schools make this a destination. So part of the education part of it is a lot of our school groups, the high schools, elementary schools come in and help with gardening. You know, some of it, we like the high schools to do the heavy labor. They're good diggers, and we're getting old. Okay, so our mission is to grow community by encouraging relationships between gardening, food production, environmental awareness, and education. We make a lot of opportunities available for people to volunteer and students who need volunteer hours. We are a safe place for everyone to gather. We have created comfortable seating areas for people to sit down and just come, even for senior groups to come if they just want to be there and be in nature. We've had, I can't say that, Qigong, thank you so much. Group came out a couple of summers ago. We encouraged them to come back. I think they're looking at coming back in the morning. So we try to provide opportunities more than just gardening for people to enjoy the space. You know, and there's a lot of benefits to mental health, and as we are going through a crisis coming out of the pandemic, people with mental health issues needing a place to, you know, recenter themselves. They say grounding in nature is one of the best ways to do that, and it is a pain-free medication. You know, no drugs needed, just be one. And we have lots of birds and bees and everything you'd want for relaxation. So this is how we started. When the city first gave us the land so generously, we took this and we have turned it into this. And it's quite an oasis. We have an orchard now growing every year, and a lot of it's been donated by local community groups. Even James has donated apple trees to us. The Horticultural Society has donated fruit trees. We've got berry trees. It's more than just a vegetable. And we've done it through volunteerism from the board and from, like I said, local school groups, students, teams, people who are just interested in gardening and want to learn more. And I think I'm done, because there's, oh wait, and then I cannot forget the city who's graciously donated a lot to us, as well as local business owners and staff and groups from around the Quinte region have been very generous with us. So we've been blessed. And if you want to know the vegetables, we've had to curtail it a bit. A lot of people don't know what to do with an eggplant. So every year, not only do we plant things that we think people might want with our local agencies, but we also try to experiment with food. We've also brought in, I won't say quite an Indigenous element, but we've been respectful to our Indigenous roots, and we have planted a Three Sisters garden. It is not as easy as it sounds, but we try every year. So we're probably not doing them justice, but we really are putting in a solid effort and trying different ways to grow. We've created a burn, we've got spiral gardens, and you know, we're trying to grow like watermelons. Like, who knew? Cantaloupe, sometimes a great success, other times not so much. So we do like to experiment, and we are in our 4th season now. We're also doing rental beds as well, and to allow people to have their own garden bed so they can come in and do that. Plus we have, so the food bank's got a garden bed. We've got community partners also have renting a garden bed. So they're also trying to bring their agencies out there to foster, you know, wellness, growth, and teaching people where food comes from and providing opportunities for fresh foods within their organization. So we are always expanding, bringing new creativity and ideas to make this garden thrive and continue to thrive. And we do get lots of visitors. We do have our neighborhood cat that likes to hang out. There's Morris. And then we also have a bee structure, because we're creating pollinators. So we've got pollinating flowers, plus we have a bee house to help protect our bees, because we're concerned about the environment. And there's always little birdies. And we fundraised a few years back, so we have a greenhouse for our own seedlings that we're starting. And that is now in progress. And we're trying to make it accessible, so we do have accessible beds and wide pathways and a children's area, so parents can feel free to bring their children and play in our mud kitchen that we constructed, and you can see our bird nest for children to climb in there and read some books. And we participate in a lot of community events, seed saving at workshops. We've done one recently at Workworth and at the library. We have done presentations for a sustainable future with the Youth Forum. We have just recently done CD Saturday. We do Doors Open every year faithfully, plus we also have a plant sale that we offer at discounted prices. And in the past, we've done some different types of fundraisers, nothing like a rain barrel fundraiser to get an organization. It was quite hefty. And again, plant sales. And if anybody in the community wants to join, come see us. There's our information, but we invite you all to come out and see what we've accomplished.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Any questions, Councillor Stedall?
I just wanted to say thank you very much for all the work that you've done. I know I'm a regular person to come for the seeds and also just to come and see what you've got. And it's grown a lot even just in the last couple of years that I've been there. I also was, when we did the walk in their shoes this past week, was speaking to somebody from Catherine's Kitchen, and they were just saying how thankful they were for the food that they receive as well. So that's very much appreciated as well.
Thank you.
Anybody else?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Thank you. I'd like to say thank you as well. I get updated reports from my daughter, Jennifer Barr, who I've seen 3 or 4 times in your pictures, and appreciate that. And so I'm well aware of what you do and willing to help at any time. She'll let you know that. And I guess her boyfriend, Brian, helps you out from time to time as well.
Absolutely.
So again, it's I hear about all the time she has her mother's green thumb.
That's great. And it's quite extensive then.
I won't ask anything more. Anyone else? Any other comments? Or Councillor or anybody? Okay. Well, thank you very much. It's great job you do, and you know, it's fun to harvest. That's the part I like. So call me when you're ready to harvest. That's
Everybody likes the harvest. It's when you get to eat.
The weeds grow faster than anything, and yeah, they're closer to the ground too. So, anyways, thank you. Thank you. Okay. Thank you very much. Okay, I'm going to ask members of the Humane Society to come on up, and whoever's leading you or whatever, come on up. All of you, that's fine. There's lots of room.
Well, thank you, Your Worship and Council. On behalf of
And what's your name, Greg? What?
Sorry, my name's Greg Suds. I'm the board chair of the Humane Society, Hastings Prince Edward. With me is our executive director, Marilyn Lowry. And we weren't expecting to speak here today. We just wanted to show our support and gratitude to the people of Quinte West, this council, and Your Worship for your continued support of the Humane Society. It certainly means a lot to us and the animals. And yeah, we thank you very much for all that you do to help support our organization. And we're happy to be able to give back through the care of animals in need. So thank you very much.
And I'll just add, I do see a number of staff here tonight, but I do also want to acknowledge Brian Johnston and Josh McChesney, with whom I worked hand in glove to develop a new pound services agreement that I certainly hope Council will pass tonight. So thank you. It truly does take a village, and the village of Quinte West is very near and dear to our hearts.
Yes, and thank you. Any comments or questions from any council members? Anyone? No, it's not an easy task, and I respect what you do, and I love what you do. The people I don't like are the people that don't look after their pets and their animals. I shouldn't say don't like them, but I don't like. Yeah, I think everybody, if you have a pet or you have something, you look after it. It's your responsibility to take care of it, and maybe that's what they're doing when they bring them to you, is making sure they're looked after. So again, I thank you for doing that and carrying on. We've had several dogs over our lifetime, my wife's lifetime and mine, and the dog we have now is the first one that she's ever let in the house. So that tells you something. Either Jane's getting weaker or the dog's getting better, whatever. But I can only tell you that he does whatever she says. Not me. I can do whatever, but he does what she says. So, and he's there, and he's a very quiet mild-mannered animal, but I wouldn't want you to touch Gene and expect him to respect you, because I'd be very, very aware of him. So, and that's the way most animals are. They love you because you support them and you look after them, and they in turn admire you. And so that's very important that you continue to do what you do and do it so well that, the option we've got as a city is that if we don't have you doing what you do, then we're going to have complaints galore, and we're going to have animals in places that they shouldn't be. And if you have different animals, you attract other animals that you don't want. So again, I thank you very much and appreciate what the work you do, and we have very few complaints, very few that we have to deal with. So, right, CAO Clazy?
That's correct, Mr. Mayor.
Okay. Anyone, Councillor Stidle, go ahead.
I don't know if council wants to entertain this, but the bylaw for that they're here for is at the very end of the agenda, and I was wondering if we want to, if we could move the rules of procedure so that we could just deal with that particular bylaw at this time, so that they don't have to sit through all of the rest of our.
We can suspend the rules and put that on the, yes.
Right now?
If everybody, we need to move in a second to suspend the rules. Councillor Sharp, Councillor Elliott, all in favor? Okay, put your motion forward. Thank you.
So the motion would be that we would move to adopt, to approve the, the bylaw for the Humane Society Prince Edward authorizing agreement, which is item 15.5, 24-040.
Seconder for that one? Councillor Reid, okay. Any other comments or questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you very much. Thank you. Okay. We're now at public input. Is there anything we've missed? If there is, come and tell us what it is, please. Anything on public input? Anyone in the audience who's on the screen, or do we have any visitors that have anything? No?
Mike has got his fingers up. Mike has got his hand up. Mike Cowan.
Oh, okay, Mike, go ahead. Come on.
Worship, for those that would like the stands for the signs, we can leave them here at the corner, and just pick up a stand for your sign, and you can take it home.
It doesn't have Cowan Real Estate on it, does it? Or?
Turn
him around.
Just checking. Okay, thank you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Wendy. Glad you were here.
Thank you.
Yes. Okay, where am I? Where are we now?
Committee report, staff report.
Anyone else for public input? Otherwise, we're done with public input. Okay, thank you. All right, resolution that staff report QW 2024-00047 by Louise Smith, Coordinator Accessibility Deputy City Clerk, regarding AGCO resolution for licensed event Woodland Heights Davis New Homes be received, and that council approves the request from Davis Homes to declare the grand opening of the Crimson King Model Home in Woodland Heights subdivision from 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. on May the 4th, 2024, be of municipal significance to obtain a special occasion permit from the Alcoholic Gaming Commission. Mover and a seconder, Councillor Quinte and Councillor Elliott. I'm sorry, looked at McHugh and said Elliott. Pick one of the two, Madam Clerk. Okay, any comments or questions on this? All in favor? Thank you. Okay. Resolution that staff report QW 2024-0041 by Robert Jackson, Manager Engineering Services, regarding Wolf Street Industrial Park Extension be received, and the council utilize city capital reserves for the Wolf Street Industrial Park Extension to be increased by 145 for a total of 445 to cover the core work of supplying water, sewer, and road access to 2 recently severed lots in the south end of Wolf Street in Frankfurt, and further that council utilize water capital reserves for the works Wolf Street Industrial Park extension be further increased by an additional 245 on top of the 445 required for core work, for a total of 690 to allow for additional provisional water main looping work. Need a mover and a seconder for this. Councillor Reid moves it, seconded by Councillor Elliott. Any other comments or questions? Anyone? Anyone? All in favor? Carried, thank you. And a resolution that staff 2024-0051 by Matt Tracy, Manager, Water and Wastewater Services, regarding filter under drain system replacements at Trenton Water Treatment be received, and the staff report 24-0051 by Matt Tracy, Manager, Water and Wastewater Services, regarding filter under drain system replacement of Trenton Water Treatment Plant be approved. Need a mover and a seconder for that.
I'll move it.
McHugh, Councillor Quinte. Any questions or comments? Questions or comments? All in favor? Carried, thank you. Okay. Correspondence, proclamation that council will proclaim April 24 as Human Values Day in the city of Quinte West, and further that the Quinte West sign and the Veterans Skyway Bridge be illuminated in the color red on April 24th, pending scheduling. So, okay. Need a mover and a seconder for that. Councillor McHugh, Councillor Sharp. Questions or comments? All in favor? Thank you. Carried. Okay. And that this is from Michael, that council proclaim May 1st, 2024 as Doctors' Day in the city of Quinte West, and further that the Quinte West sign be illuminated in the color red on May 1st, pending scheduling. So I need a mover and a seconder for Doctors' Day. Councillor Katsovas, Councillor Card. Any comments or questions? Comments or questions? All in favor? Carried. Thank you. Okay. And that council proclaim May 10th as Lupus Awareness Day in the city of Quinte West, and further that the Quinte West sign and the Veteran Skyway Bridge be illuminated in the color purple on May 10th, pending no scheduling events or conflicts. Councillor Armstrong moves. Councillor Freeman second. Okay. Any comments on, before I leave this, lupus? Anybody want to make a comment on lupus? Councillor Armstrong?
A friend of mine's daughter suffering from it. So.
What is it? Lupus, what is it?
Microphone?
I'm sorry? Oh, I'm sorry. I said lupus, what is it? I always thought it was, it's a word that tells you that it's like a wolf and it attacks at any part of the body at any particular time. No, you've got no, I guess you'd say, warning about it coming, and it hits you hard. It's almost like rheumatoid arthritis or anything. So it's one that certainly is worth supporting to the best of our ability. Yes, it is. Okay. All in favor? Carried. Thank you. And we're at council to proclaim May 28th as Menstrual Health Day in the city of Quinte West, and further that the Quinte West sign and the Veteran Skyway Bridge be illuminated in the color red on May 28th, pending no scheduling conflicts. Moved by Councillor Stedall, seconded by Councillor Card. Any comments or questions?
Did you want me to explain what this is?
Sure.
No, I will.
Okay. All right. Oh, depends on. I think it's well. I won't. Okay. All right. All in favor? Thank you. Carried. Okay. Thank you. And next one is council proclaimed June 24 as Pride Month in the city of Quinte West, and further members of our community come together on Monday, June 3rd, 2024 at 2:30 p.m. at Quinte West City Hall, 7 Crestwell Drive, to join in the raising of the Pride flag. And further, that the Quinte West sign and the Veteran Skyway Bridge be illuminated in the color red for the month of June. Mover and a second. Councillor McHugh moves. Councillor Card seconds. Comments or questions? Anyone? Councillor Sharp?
Thank you. Through you, Mr. Mayor. I see that we're going to be promoting coming together on June 3rd at 2:30 at Quinte West to have the Pride flag raised. And I wonder through staff how we'll be getting this message out so we can have the public well aware of this in advance, please.
Well, that's what we're doing. One thing tonight, obviously, but further to this, I don't know what we can do further, but it'll go on our website and it'll be certainly visible. And what about we do have our electronic sign? We put it on that. Jacqueline, Director Grimmin, sorry, apologize.
Through you, Mr. Mayor, to Councillor Sharp and members of council. Yes, we'll certainly be working with our communications department to use all the channels that we have available to us to make the public aware. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. Anything else? All in favor, I guess, carried. Thank you very much. And now correspondence, both printed and non-printed. Any questions on any of the correspondence? Councillor Stedall?
Thank you, Worship. For item 12.1 and A and B, there are two different separate policies that are listed, the flexible work arrangement policy and the remote work policy, both of which have been dealt with by personnel and I've requested to bring back. I believe that at this point in time, until there is approval through bylaw, that these are actually needing approval by council. So there is a bylaw at the end of the agenda that would approve it. So at this point in time, there's been a resolution of council, but the bylaw's at the end of the agenda. So I think that needs to be amended, is that council at this point until approval is given, it needs to be council approved. And I'm just wondering if we can pull each of those and speak to them. Item.
But I know staff has been working on it, putting it together and getting it out to different parts of the city workforce. I know that. C.A.O. Clazy?
Excuse me, Mr. Mayor, through you to Councillor Stedall. It's my understanding that the basic approval for these policies was given through Personnel Committee, and there was general direction given to myself and the staff to put these policies together, which we have done based on that direction, and they're basically just here tonight for information for council.
Okay. Other, Councillor Stedall?
So just to clarify, the direction was given by council to come back, but the actual approval is by council at this point until council authorizes by bylaw that there's a delegation of duties. But with regards to these two policies, I know we had, council had no issues with the flexible work arrangement policy. Personally, myself, I have an issue with the remote work policy and the 3 days that are listed in it. I still am of the opinion that the 3-day work remote for staff is too much. However, I understand as well that the staff has indicated that this is not a right, it's a privilege, is the way that it's written. Is that correct?
Mr. Mayor, through to Councillor Stedall, that is correct. The way we've set up this policy is in a way that management has the final say in the implementation of any of the options within this policy for any of our staff. So it is set up as a privilege for staff, not a right. So if there was any issues with any of the arrangements that we have made with staff throughout this process, we have the ability to pull that arrangement back from those staff members.
And I'll tell you, it's not easy. It's very complicated because I've sat in on some of the meetings. Yes.
And just a question, there was a request that it be reviewed on a regular basis, whatever contracts were in place with staff. Is that, just to clarify, is that within this, and when is the review period?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you to Councillor Settle. In the policy itself, we've laid out that it would be reviewed formally once a year, but there will be ongoing, the intent is there'd be ongoing conversations with staff and their supervisors in particular, especially if there's any issues that may arise throughout the year.
Okay. Right. Councillor Card.
Thank you, Your Worship. I did just want to share with Council, because I had requested some information from staff earlier, and of 122 Group B non-union staff that have given their preference, it's only 5% so far that have chosen the flexible work, and about 8% the work from home, and almost 90% are choosing compressed. So it's actually, so far at least, from those 122 people, it's very few that are actually choosing the remote work or the work from home policy, which was noteworthy to me, so I wanted to share that with everyone.
Thank you. Councillor Quinte.
Thanks, Mr. Mayor. Just to speak to our citizens, the reason why we've implemented these ideas, I guess there's multiple reasons. A, to make our existing staff a happy group, and B, to also attract potential candidates to come work for our city. We were finding, or our human resources department and the top management team were finding it challenging to bring new recruits to come to work for the city of Quinte West because of the marketplace for job searching. And so we as a council agreed to make these changes, and hope everybody's happy, and hope we can attract people to come work for our city. Thank you very much.
Okay. Anyone else? Anything else? Okay. All right. Do you want to? Are you satisfied with that, or what? I guess that's my question. It's in here as printed information for us. Yeah. So what they're doing is trying to make it work, and it certainly is taking a lot of time discussing with everybody from, everybody that works for us in the union and so on. Yes.
Thank you, Worship. I'm still of the opinion that the policy needs the council approval, and I just wanted to clarify that.
I understand what you're saying, but they're also going through the process of working with staff members and employees. So now, if we don't, if we try to change this, then they've got to start all over again, and that's what concerns me. So
Mr. Mayor.
Yes.
Mr. Mayor. CAO Clazy is correct. Like, these were voted on in the Personnel Committee meeting, and those minutes did come forward to the council, and we did vote on the minutes. So I think in taking the overhead look at it, the council has approved these policies and procedures. Although when we were discussing it, we did leave it to CAO Clazy and the Human Resources Department to form these wordings, and these are I guess the first time we've seen these wordings, but we did give direction to staff to come up with these programs, and I don't have any issues with how these are worded, and I'm looking forward to implementing them as soon as possible. So just from the overall view of it, I think that the council has already given their approval, so I don't feel that we need to vote on these or set them up as a bylaw. That's just my opinion.
Okay. Anyone else? Any other comments? So I guess I need to say is all in favor of the printed information. That's what I need to know. Carried. Thank you. Okay. Non-printed information, well, I don't know if it's non-printed, that's your severances and so on, but minor variances, so pretty well. non-printed, I usually do them both together, but we'll do a motion for non-printed. Councillor McHugh moves it, seconded for non-printed. Need a second, Councillor Elliott. Any comments or questions on the non-printed? All in favor? Thank you. Okay. All right, now I've got any notice of motion? We don't have any. New business? Any other new business? I don't have any here. Bylaws being read first, second, and third time. So
Mr. Mayor. Oh.
That's where I'm at. Pardon? Go ahead.
Mr. Mayor, I wanted to ask before we approve the bylaws, if we could address bylaw, where are we here? The bylaw related to adopting a corporate policy, development policy for the city of Quinte West be dealt with separately, if I could, please.
We can do that.
Thank
you. Want to, pardon?
Before we get to that, we didn't have announcements at the start. I thought we could do that under new business.
Oh, okay. Well, yeah, we can do that too. Yeah.
Just some announcements coming
we
up.
We haven't done it. You're right. I had a full plate when I started.
I know.
Okay.
Can I begin?
Yeah.
Just a couple of things related to the 100th year anniversary. The banners are up, as you can see.
Yes.
Joe Peckham asked me to plug these, along with these lawn signs, more lawn signs that'll be out there. This is the centennial book that shows all the banners that are out there, if you want to get a copy of it to read it. Also, the parade this weekend, maybe you would like to expand upon that, or Director Grimman, or anybody?
I'll let Director Grimman
Yep.
expand on that, yes. We'll come to it. You got anything else? That's it. Okay. Director Grimman. Parade this weekend, coming up.
Yes, thank you through Mr. Mayor. Not an initiative of the cities, but certainly an initiative taking place in the community this weekend. The RCAF parade that'll be taking place on the 7th.
10 a.m.
Correct. Yes, I unfortunately don't have those details in front of me. We do have those available on our website at quintewest.ca.
It's on my phone, but
I can expand upon it. There's a parade beginning at 10 o'clock at Centennial Park at the Golden Hawk.
Right.
They'll be traveling through town, and they'll be picking up some other marchers at the Cenotaph, and they'll be coming here to greet you.
The Cenotaphs. You know, the Cenotaph's right here.
Yes.
Okay.
But there's a group that have a hard time walking.
Yeah, that's fine. That's fine.
So they're,
yeah, that's fine. I don't want to embarrass anybody like you do. You don't want to either. You're just telling. That's fine. I understand. Go ahead.
Those less capable of walking long distances will be joining the parade, and then they'll be meeting you for the flag raising, and then after that, I think
And
there's
you'll
a reception, I think at the 413 wing.
Yes.
After that, from 10 till 12 is the expected duration of the whole ceremony.
That's, but it's the importance that we're looking at, right? I say it's the importance, not the length of time. It's the importance of the parade and the ceremony and the recognition, right? Anything else coming this way? I'll go to Councillor Quinte. Anything?
I just wanted to please request everybody to drive safe, take your time, arrive alive, especially with your passengers, and your fellow citizens here in Quinte West will appreciate that. Thanks.
Yes. Councillor Siddall.
Sorry, I thought Councillor Quinte may want to make notice of the memorial that we had just before the meeting. That he spoke so well at.
What, in regards to Mr. Cassidy's, earlier this afternoon, we made a presentation unveiling former Councillor Terry Cassidy's plaque on the wall of City Hall that honors previous members of council who have passed away during the term of their council, and we did that earlier this afternoon. So I wore my orange shirt in honor of Mr. Cassidy.
Thank you. Councillor Siddall.
And something I did mention earlier about the In Their Shoes. That was an excellent event on the weekend, a nice opportunity for everybody to hear what the city's doing with housing. Director Jardine did an excellent presentation. Yeah, and it was nice to meet just different groups in the community that are assisting people that need whatever the organizations are offering, but there's lots of assistance out there. It's nice to see them. I also want to mention as well 2 things that got me excited this week was announcements of money. One from last week actually was March 26th. The provincial budget was brought forward. So we had some welcome news that just before the budget was announced about the increase to the housing enabling water systems, and hopefully the city is going to be able to take advantage of that application. And they've also announced $1 billion for new municipal housing infrastructure program to support core infrastructure projects. There's a number of other items that were in the provincial budget, but those 2 items I think is something hopefully that we can, that the city of Quinte West will be able to take advantage of. And then there was an announcement that came out, I believe it was yesterday, types of things, see more money that possibly the city can get makes me excited.
I can only tell you that I have been talking to Todd Smith, and he's reaching out to somebody here, either one of these directors, but because he wants to get us obviously started on some projects, but that's as far as I've gone. I don't think we know enough details about what is available at this time to even go further. Do we, or have you miraculously found something that I'm missing? Anybody?
Not as of yet, Mr. Mayor, but we are keeping our eyes open for, as Councillor Settle mentioned, there was a number of announcements from the province and a couple federally, and we are definitely keeping our eyes open for more details on those, and we'll take advantage of whatever we can.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, we're fully aware, but we're still in the dark. Does that make sense? I hope so. That's all I can tell you. I have nothing. Councillor Allier.
I have nothing tonight.
Councillor Card. No? Wow. Councillor Freeman or Councillor Reid? One?
Nothing, thank you.
Yes, I do. I just wanted to give people listening a heads up that April 20th is Trash Bash in Quinte West, as well as the giveaway day. So I know that's a few weeks away, but it will be here before long. So I just wanted to make sure that people were aware that this is happening. It's a wonderful opportunity to clean up the litter that people tend to throw out and don't take home to put away. I would ask that people please don't litter. Please take your garbage home and dispose of it in the right place. But there will be bags and gloves available the week before April 20th arrives for you to pick up at the Municipal Hall in Frankfurt or City Hall in Trenton.
It's usually Public Works, isn't it? Usually Public Works Director Angela, or no?
Yes,
it is, Your Worship, at certain locations, yes.
Okay, thank you. Go ahead.
But usually you can pick the bags and gloves up at those 2 buildings. At least you have been in the past able to do that. I could be wrong, and I apologize for that.
No, you're not wrong. I'm just saying we also have them at Public Works building, and we usually have a table outside, and we usually have some trees that we can give away, but I don't think we have any this year. But we are getting some trees from Mark Cullen, who offered us, I guess 100 trees possibly. But those are trees we will plant ourselves in different places where the dead ash have come down or where we've had to take trees out. So that 100 is, so we don't really, I don't think we have any for giveaway, do we, this year, Director?
Your Worship, I've ordered 1,000 of them, but I believe it's going to be done on a different day, not on Trash Bash Day.
That's fine, Trash Bash Day, that's a good day too, yes, thank you. Okay, we're covered, I think. Okay, anything from staff members that you want to update us on? Anyone? Chief Whalen, stay off the fields, stay on the roads. Okay. All right, bylaws be read first.
So can I
second.
just ask one question?
Yes, go ahead.
Maybe Chief Whalen knows about the eclipse that's happening on Monday, if there's anything that we should.
Through your worship, the council staff, well, just the social media, everything's out there for people to look at. And I don't know if Director Grimm wants to
Supposed to be
comment,
looking
but
at it.
yeah, we're not really hosting anything here at the city, and our staff will have goggles. We got those in today, so we'll be disseminating those out to the staff that need the glasses that day. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And, you know, they even talk about animals. I've had animals for, well, I hate to tell you how long, but animals are smarter than humans. They won't look at the, anyway, my opinion. I've never had a cow go blind yet because she looked at the eclipse. But anyways, we'll do our part, and there's been a lot of advertising on it and how you should conduct yourself and conduct it accordingly. Yes, that's what you need to do. Okay, the bylaws be read first and second, third time. Need a mover and second for bylaws. That's what I need. Or did I get one? Do I have one? Councilor Quinte moves.
This is with the exception of the bylaw.
Mr. Mayor, could I deal with the one bylaw separately, or ask that be?
Yes.
Or I can discuss it now, but
We'll deal with it separately.
okay, thank you.
Okay, all the other ones, everybody in favor of the other ones? Carried, thank you. Okay, then the one that we asked separate, please, can you read that? Mrs. Smith, can you read that, please, that one?
So we're referring to bylaw 24042.
Yes.
Being a bylaw to adopt a corporate policy development policy for the city of Quinte West.
Yes. Okay, you got a comment on that one? No comment? No?
Oh, I do. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, I'd like to make a motion, or at least speak to this, that this be deferred for a legal opinion or further review and report. I know that we are going to, vote on the bylaw tonight, and I did not support it at the time, and now the bylaw has come forward. I do appreciate that staff within this bylaw, have tried to, I guess, clarify what's a public policy versus a administrative policy. And once again, our staff certainly know the difference, and we do have the Municipal Act that guides us with regard to administrative policies and authority. So I still very concerned that we have this bylaw before us, and I have two questions, if I could, before the vote is taken, Mr. Mayor.
Go ahead.
Thank you. With regard to this, Mr. Clazy, Mr. CAO, within this policy, it does have how council would be notified of new policies or to comment on policies. Is that through email, intranet, report? How will we be advised? Please.
Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I know Director Johnson is working with our clerk's department in developing that protocol right now, and that will be shared with council. We've had some discussions around whether that would be either by email or possibly something that's automated to council.
And thank you, Mr. Clazy, because I didn't see it in here. So the protocol of how we will be notified is not in this policy at this time.
That's correct.
Okay.
And I do believe, I'm pretty sure it is by email.
But we're always notified some way, right?
Yes, that is the intent.
Okay, go ahead. Another question.
Thank you. And supplementary, just to clarify, any impact to service level or budget within these policies that we're giving authority to staff to deal with all policies, it appears, there would be anything related to budget or service level would still come back to this council.
Go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Sorry. What you said is correct. What we are trying to identify here are and separate out are policies that are more administrative in nature, that are more staff related. Those things would be things that we could deal with at my level. If anything that has a budgetary impact or a level of service, that type of thing would come back to council.
Okay. Anything
Thank you. Thank you, Mr.
Councillor Stedall?
So I would support Councillor Sharp in a deferral of the bylaw until we get a legal opinion. And also have the protocol written in the policy about how council is notified of changes that are being made to policies by staff.
Well, I'm not in favor of spending money on legal issues when we don't have a reason. Do we have a reason, Director or CEO Clazy, to get a legal opinion? Is there something there that I'm missing?
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I guess in my opinion, I feel that at the staff level, we put this forward and have done our due diligence, and it's now here in front of council. That we had a fulsome discussion at the last council meeting, and it was voted on and carried, and now we brought the basically the authorizing bylaw back tonight to have this implemented. So I guess in my opinion, I think we've done our due diligence at the staff level.
Thank you. Thank you. Councillor Kotsobis?
I don't want to put words in anyone's mouth. The director is not here tonight, Brian Johnson, but he did mention that he took certain elements and pieces out of larger municipalities' policies. And those larger municipalities have larger budgets. They have more money to spend on lawyers. So they would have did all the background checks and the research and legwork. And if he was able to take sections of those policies, so in effect, they have been looked over by legal opinions.
Thank you. Councillor Stedall?
I guess that's part of my concern, is that it is bits and pieces of a policy that have been looked at in context with the municipality that had it drafted in the first place. Our municipality has different policies and different services, different, even a different organizational structure. So that's why I'm requesting that it be put forward to get a legal opinion, just to tell us exactly what it is that is being changed, and then also, as I indicated before, is to add the protocol in about how we are getting notified about policy changes. And I believe that Councillor Sharp put that motion on the floor, and I'm seconding it.
Well, we're still dealing with the bylaws. Councillor Card, do you have a comment?
Thank you, Your Worship. Through you to CEO Clazy, if council deems the modus operandi that that Director Johnson decides, if the email notification and the database is not to council's liking, we can amend this bylaw. We can alter the policy to have the notification happen in a manner that we approve of. Is that correct?
Yes. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. Through you to Councillor Card. Yes, I don't see any issue with that. As I mentioned before, the intended mode of communication is through email. If we implement that and there's issues or concerns from council members, that's something we can take a look at as far as a different notification system, if that's what council would prefer.
Okay. All right. Anything else? Anything else? I guess so. I've got the bylaws in front of me. This is we talked about this when we approved the others, did we? Okay. So now we got one left to. I have a motion on the table for the one that's left. Mover and a seconder.
For deferral, we've moved the motion to defer. Yeah.
Well, okay. The deferral, and you're saying deferral, but you're also saying that we spend money on a lawyer to get a legal opinion. That's what you're saying.
That's the reason for the deferral.
That's not what I'm agreeing to at all. But anyways, if we have to look at deferral as a motion at this time. So I ask how many are in favor of deferral? That's what I have to know. that's lost. Okay, so we continue with the motion. Okay. All in favor of the motion as it stands? That's what I need to know. Bylaw, in the bylaw, yes, sorry. 1, 2, 3. No vote from either Councillor Reid or Councillor Freeman? No vote at all? Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and we've got, how many we got? We got, so a 6 would carry it, right?
That's correct, Mr. Mayor. We have 2 councillors away.
So it's carried. Thank you very much. All right. So now, I think I'm at the proclamation, yeah.
Fire emergency.
Okay, fire emergency services, these bylaws be read first, second, and third time, and that's what I just did. Bylaws having now been read and passed, the mayor and city of, okay, so resolution, these bylaws be read a first, second, and third time. Mover and a seconder for that. Councillor Armstrong moves, Councillor McHugh seconds. Any comments? All in favor? Thank you very much. Carried. Okay. Now I'm going over to staff. I'm done except for confirmation. And any comments from any staff member? Do you want anybody? Counts? No, we're good. We're all good. Pretty quiet group today. Okay. All right. Anything over this way? All right. Confirmation is what I need. 2 for confirmation, Councillor McHugh and Councillor Allier, and 2 for adjournment. Thank you very much.
My papers back.
Take all you like.